participated in TADHack Hackathon in Valencia College, and I came up with this idea called Forklift as a Service, which is now being rebranded to Talosopolis as part of the production grade version of what was originally an idea. So what is Talosopolis? So Talosopolis is this idea that we have these multimodal AI agents that are capable of understanding lots of context, and we want to take all of that multimodal functionality and implement that into a Khan Academy / Canvas-like learning structure where you don't need human-led resources, human-led instructors. You can just directly take all of your course resources out of places like MIT OpenCourseWare, Coursera, or the resources that your teacher gives you, or you can even make your own resources, put it into this software, and it can generate lesson plans and other sort of learning services for you. The app is designed to be very collaborative and I forgot to put my camera on. Very collaborative and peer-driven. So there is eventual goals to implement this as a collaborative peer-to-peer with AI agentics chat environment. So there's a lot of problems with the current educational system. So you have a lot of setbacks to people that can't have access to instructor-led courses. Courses on Coursera are expensive. I've had a lot of trouble with O'Reilly, trying to teach myself things in O'Reilly that I could really just use an open source textbook and have a lesson plan generated for me to teach me whatever I want to learn. And also, you can learn at your own pace, and you don't have to have the deadlines of an instructor-led course like in college. People in Africa and other countries that don't have as much, in India, for example, because I'm Indian, don't have as much access to educational resources and quality educational resources as we do in the West. So this will be removing a lot of barriers to the access to education, and we'll be giving this free open source tool to everybody to learn however they can. So we're trying to implement a bunch of functionality. So we still have some applications, some functionality, and some boilerplate code, but we're trying to again create this multimodal agentic platform that implements as much multimodal capabilities to teaching people whatever they want and having a student-teacher-led collaborative environment to create lesson plans and learn from them. So we developed this mostly in Firebase Studio. So my collaborator Kira, she generated a lot of the app in Figma, and we were able to export it to GitHub and pull that into Firebase Studio and turn it into a functional app. I was able to implement 2 AI backends as a demonstration, but there's multiple boilerplate endpoints which you can fork off the GitHub repository for this and develop, and we're still going to do this, develop into production grade code with actual backends with databases and persistent storage of user data. There's also plans to put OAuth and whatnot to actually have user accounts to be able to create lesson plans. So the demo, what you can see up here, there's 2 AI demos. So here you can see all of the hard-coded static lesson plans. These do not exist in persistent storage, so that's why they're static right now. These are boilerplate code to expand upon later. But for right now, I'm going to show you the Talos AI. So I'm going to write my name. I spelled it, but does anyone have, this is generic AI. Does anyone have a question they want to ask it?
When will the singularity happen?
When will the singularity happen? When will the singularity you can ask the next. You can answer the next one. There's one more demo, and you can prompt it for that one. Yes, it's loading. Otherwise, it'll take too much time because it does take some time to load. So that's a fascinating and thought-provoking question. The technological singularity. It says around the year 2045. Ray Kurzweil says in 2026. It might happen next year. We don't know. But there's also this. This is the cool part. Now, say that I want to learn something. Now, what do you want to learn? Name a topic you want to learn.
The double slit experiment?
The double slit experiment, perfect. So, the double slit experiment. I do a lot of prompting with quantum mechanics. And now it's going to generate a lesson plan. one of the things that I struggle with is not necessarily knowing what to learn. It is partly knowing what to learn, how to learn it, in what order. So what this does, it doesn't yet generate the actual learning track. And I do plan to implement a feature where it's able to recursively take each outputted thing and give you more information about it, and you can ask questions about it. But for right now, it just generates a lesson plan. So now you can see that, okay, classical work, particles versus waves. So we're talking about the beginnings of understanding the intuition between the double slit experiment. Normal objects, as you're talking about your non-quantum things, firing electrons, the preservative. These are all things that you have to understand in order to understand the double slit experiment. So if you imagine taking this AI and asking and being able to ask them about, what is the difference between a classical particle and classical wave? And you can say, how does this apply to photons, for example? How do photons exhibit both big particle reality? And you can ask it this question, and it will be able to answer this. So that's one of the expanded features that we plan for this. You can check out this endpoint at talosopolis.com and click through them and see the different features in it. The lesson plans, they don't currently work. You have to go into the teacher settings and set up a password, remove the password that's on there and put it back on. So that's currently a bug that's going on right now. But essentially, this is the skeleton boilerplate of the software. It's fully open source. There's a Discord server to develop for it, and it is trying to take many multimodal features. So let me just show one more feature that is planned. This one won't. This one doesn't work yet, but like, for instance, you can hold, I don't think her camera's working right now, but you can hold up an object and be able to name it, and then it'll answer questions on it. So that's another thing we're working on. There's also Google Maps features to try and get you connected to local resources like Training Day. For example, Maker Fair is coming up on November 8th and 9th in the Central Florida Playground. It's a great place to collaborate and meet other people that make things. So for example, that would show up in your list of things. So we have a lot of features that are planned that are going to be moving forward with the development process as we implement more of the backend, more database features, more persistent storage, as we bring more collaborators onto the team to get this as widely deployed as possible to as many people as possible. So these are some of the so as I said, we're also planning on, so one of Josh's examples of that he was running one time was XR features, web XR features in our app to do learning in augmented reality. And one of Kira, her being in game development, she suggested that we do interactive games, which if you know anything about UI UX, people like gamified features. So we can gamify learning. So in conclusion, there's a lot of capability for us to understand how to, So there's a lot of opportunity to take what's existing, our multimodal features, and pull them together in a cohesive app to teach people anything they want to learn in any way possible. Generate quizzes, you can generate question and answer based on image inputs, you can generate lesson plans based on course content. There's so many ways to turn what Khan Academy is into an AI-driven platform, into something that's the equivalent of Canvas for free to global people. So again, there's a Discord server for this, there's a GitHub repository for this. If you're interested in contributing to this project, please ping me at BP Data Center on the Discord server, or you can ask one of my teammates on Discord. I will be happy to get you added to the Talosopolis Discord to continue to collaborate. But if you're interested, the floor is now open for questions, so please ask me if you have any questions.
Okay.
I think it's good first, yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about your project all the week, and most of the time I go to Notebook LLM.
Oh, I use it a lot.
So I don't see the difference, and I would like to understand your business, because somehow I see that you are killing my job, because people doesn't need me anymore to train. But the thing is that I have the knowledge or experience, let's say, how to guide you on the best track for what you need or what you want to get. My understanding. So LLM will be the same, goal, training, quizzes, etc. But based on what? because they don't know what is my goal.
The thing is about Notebook-LM is that when I first came up with this idea, Notebook-LM did not exist. And the main difference between this and Notebook-LM is that Notebook-LM does have basically a lot of the features this has, which I'm trying to implement inspired by, trust me, I use Notebook-LM every single day. And I'm trying to get that features implemented in there, but it's collaborative. So the end goal is to create actual chat rooms where you can talk to people with both agents and people in a chat room about a lesson. So you can talk to people based on topics or lessons and create collaborative environments in there. Notebook-LM doesn't also allow you to network with people IRL. I think he was first, yeah. I think you were first, yeah. You were first.
Oh.
Yes.
That is very ambitious. Like him, I was thinking the same thing with Notebook-LM. My question for you is, if you don't mind me asking, what all are you doing during inference time when you go back and forth with the LLM?
What do you mean during inference time? What exactly are you doing?
So when you ask the question, are you?
It is referencing teacher-specified uploaded documents, and the teachers control documents, they control the lesson plans, they control an actual whole workflow for you to learn things in a college course-like structure. Notebook-LM does not do that yet. It's a one and done lecture. This intends to replicate an actual college course structure. So you have the syllabus and all of the lectures and lessons and everything. That's the end goal.
Yeah, I see how this could. I don't know how you get it to do it. The way how I'm seeing it in my head.
It's a lot of API
it's
juggling.
Collaborative, you know.
It's a lot of API juggling. There's going to be a lot of passing. I think.
Yeah. So just to add to the thing, because as you say in your question, explain me the space experiment, but the language can be for a PhD, for undergraduate people, or just middle school teachers. So I don't see that part.
That part is hidden. That I didn't have time to show the demo, but there is a place to specify what grade level you are targeting, and we will implement a feature such that if you specify if it's 1,000 level course, 2,000, 3,000 level course, it's automatically recognized as a college level course and giving you a undergrad level thing, or you can ask it to do postdoctorate or doctorate or master's degree, whichever it is. There is a place to prompt that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I have a question.
Yes?
I'm here in one of your judges.
Okay.
So, customized learning, that's what you're talking about.
Yes, customized learning app.
Just so you know, I mean, there's a big multiple on that, and that means how much people will invest into it. And so just for this year, when I was looking it up, it says that it's, by 2025, $404 billion. So it doesn't, while I love customized learning, to the point of the other two gentlemen, I also am in education, and I understand what that can mean for educators. AI is smart, and it does it faster. People are still smarter, in my opinion, because to their point, they're able to make sure that it is truly customized. Everything that we're doing in AI is just customizing it based on whatever we put into it. I can ask the same prompt in 7 different AI tools, and they'll give me a different response. So, big business for customized learning is going to continue to grow, but to what I expect is going to happen is that humans will still be needed, obviously,
Yes.
to help guide us.
Yes, we will still be as with any production grade architecture that involves any sort of technological agents, you want what's known as human in the loop. And at any point in time, you're still going to have humans creating the lesson plans and the architectures and figuring out how you're going to customize it. You still have to customize. You can give them all the customization tools as you want. They still have to be able to customize it. You also want to be able to automate as much of that process as possible to make it as accessible as possible. I think my teammate wanted to ask Josh.
I just wanted to help to answer.
Okay, yes.
There are 2 tracks. There's one for the student and one for the teacher.
Sure.
And the autodidactical track is for self-learners, There are people that just don't want to be taught. But there are people that do want that teaching element, and when a teacher that knows how to craft a lesson is coupled with the power of what she's built.
I can use AI to write my lesson plan.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily the benefit. The benefit is the human.
We are
No,
assuming the teacher is providing, you can use an AI generated lesson plan, but for example, I can pull my Valencia syllabus from 1102 and from English Composition 2 and pull that into the software. Right now it can't do it because there's no persistent backend, but it would be able to take a real syllabus and make a course out of it.
I mean, you will definitely, in that scenario, get lazy teachers. But if there's a teacher that wants control over everything, it allows that granular control. I mean, you can craft the lessons plans that you want. You can upload the files that you need, the videos, etc.
Judge, question back.
Yes.
Question, so how does like testing work? Like if you're taking a curriculum, like how would that work?
We are currently, so we didn't have time to implement this feature, but Kira actually developed a quiz feature in Figma that the next step, that's actually what I'm planning on doing next, is implement and figuring out a way to get the quiz feature, understanding, for instance, say that you have uploaded courses. So like I have these textbooks that are required for my course, and I want to generate a quiz under my lesson plan that references these textbooks, to reference these textbooks and create a quiz based off of that content to ground it in some reality, because you're using RAG to ground that. So you're essentially grounding your quizzes in a lesson plan based RAG.
And then who grades it, I guess?
Well, it's assuming that the AIs automatically generate the quizzes. You're not doing teacher uploaded quizzes, but the quiz backend would automatically generate the correct answers, the wrong answers, and grade you based on that. Like there's also, I don't think Kira implemented that, but you can also put FRQs in there and pass that into a Gemini endpoint and get it semantically understanding your FRQ as well.
Yeah, some nice way to do validation, quizzing while you're interacting. Me talking to this thing on what I want to learn, tailoring the learning to how I want to learn, but also somehow it needs to quiz
It will
me.
do it real time. So if say that, oh, I don't understand how photons obey under wave particle duality, then you could be able to go under the lesson where it says, where it has that information and say generate quiz based off of this topic, or you can say prompt it, say, I don't understand how photons obey wave particle duality. Can you please create a quiz off of it? Or there'll be an interface to do that. You create a quiz based off of that topic, based off of the RAG content that you have, to generate a quiz based on the thing that you're confused about. It will be real time.
A few questions.
Are we running out of time?
We got it.
Okay, what's the last question?
So, I have two of them.
Okay.
The first one is, how are you managing the hallucinations? And the second one is, can the process be tracked? Because I don't, let's say that the full understanding of the lesson will not be done in a single sit, but I want to do it, let's say tomorrow or the day after.
So let me answer you with that. The hallucinations are curved through RAG. So you're using retrieval augmented generation, where you're strictly speaking, saying, hey, I have these textbooks I know are my ground truth. These facts, these are my established facts that I call as truth. As long as we are assuming these facts are not hallucinations, and your AI is referencing them through RAG and understanding that these are my facts, it should be able to generate the content without many hallucinations. There's also opportunities for it to answer questions beyond what's based in the RAG, but at least it will still be grounded in the RAG in order to not hallucinate as much. As far as your second question goes, there is a plans to integrate persistent storage so that your user accounts using OAuth or single sign-on will persist your user accounts, which will have both the student and teacher interfaces, in order to create your own accounts where you can persist your own data and information in back-end data stores and file stores and other persistent storage. Can we move to the next one? Yes, and I think we're done. That was the last question, so I think we're done now. Thank you.